What the heck is that?
It just had a really long neck and a really long tail. It was some type of dinosaur.
And it's the waters around one island in the west of the Gulf of Alaska that hold the biggest mystery of all. This is Kodiak Island, and there's a growing body of evidence that something terrifying really is lurking in the depths here. The Gulf of Alaska is one of the most remote bodies of water on the planet. Its depths are almost totally unexplored. In fact, they're the ideal hiding place. But this wasn't the first time a mysterious sea creature has been reported in the waters of Kodiak Island. Far from it.
Alaska does have more coastline than all the other states in the United States put together. And I think that creates the possibility to see things out of the norm.
According to Kevin, the local people are convinced that there's a strange creature lurking in the depths.
When the people of Kodiak talk about this, they're very serious. When people here tell me they've seen something, they've seen something. I don't think they're making that up. I don't think they're hallucinating. There is a lot of belief that there is something else out there. Well, here is our 1969 edition where the sea monster was first reported. We actually got a sonar image of a sea monster.
The sonar image was recorded from a fishing boat, and it appears to show a dinosaur-like creature walking or swimming along the undulating seabed 330 feet down.
Visual proof here that something is or was in the waters off Kodiak.
Evidence is now mounting that this mysterious legend from the Alaska Triangle is based on reality. In fact, age-old images of them can be found carved into rocks along the seashore. Cryptozoologist Lance Hightower has made a study of these rock carvings, also known as petroglyphs.
Some of these petroglyphs in Alaska are hundreds, if not thousands of years old, and they depict drawings of some of these sea creatures. Is it possible that these creatures were seen by people of long ago? I think so. You have many local people around these shorelines seeing something and being horrified and terrified. So on that account, I do believe that the oceans hide secrets of these creatures.
For the native communities, these images don't just represent historical sightings. One of the native stories tells of a vicious, pointy-nosed sea creature called the Ganakadite. And in 2020, scientists came across this fossil on an island off the southeastern coast. It's an animal previously unknown to science, with an uncanny resemblance to the native sea monster.
It's a marine reptile with a pointy-type snout, 200 million years old. It's a pretty complete specimen. I think it's almost intact and articulated, except for maybe a little bit of the tail. It's technically a sea monster, I guess.
The newly discovered fossil could be a sign that there's truth behind the Ganakadite stories.
The Ganakadite fossil is very interesting because we have very deep oceans, very mysterious unexplored areas in which creatures like this could still be living.
And if this creature has survived into modern times, then perhaps other, even larger creatures have too.
And then we have on the ventral aspect, or the underside of this creature, some appendages which appear to be like fins. The elongated body, the neck, this could be a plesiosaur.
This would be extraordinary. Plesiosaurs are a kind of aquatic dinosaur thought to have become extinct over 60 million years ago. And now, some remarkable new evidence has come to light that suggests that off the coast of Alaska, plesiosaurs are, alive and well. On its east coast, across from Kodiak, lies the small community of Haines. Here, Sonny Williams is a third-generation fisherman, and his story takes the search for an Alaskan sea monster to a whole new level. It was in Salisbury Sound that Sonny saw something on his sonar unlike anything he'd ever seen before.
First I saw a whole bunch of salmon, and the next thing I saw was like a really big head that was swimming along, snapping up all the salmon. And it was amazing. I turned around and went back and looked at it again, and it was still there. It was about 40 fathoms down, and I went over the second time, and I saw the whole thing.
Even though Sonny was viewing the animal on his sonar, just like in the sonar image from Kodiak, the outline was perfectly clear, and he's still able to visualize the monstrous creature.
It had fins, and it just had a really long neck and a really long tail. It was some type of dinosaur.
And now, further evidence has come to light from a small group of tourists who were on a sightseeing cruise. They stopped at a glacier just to the east of Sonny's sighting. Here, they witnessed large chunks of ice collapse into the sea. Shortly after this, what appears in the tourist video is a series of what look like humps emerging from the water, 3 in front, followed by 4 behind. It's as if some mysterious beast was woken from the depths. The tourists watching were convinced this was one creature, with its vast body hidden beneath the surface. But an even more extraordinary video comes from fishermen from Nushagak Bay in the southwest of the Triangle, just 125 miles to the west of Kodiak. It appears to show a huge serpent-like sea creature swimming just offshore. This creature looks too big even for an oarfish. In fact, the humps resemble the head, body, and tail of a giant dinosaur-like creature. Whatever it was had those watching totally mystified. And these were men who know the sea and the creatures within it better than anyone.
What the heck is that?
These multiple sightings could mean a living population of prehistoric sea monsters. He's arranged to meet local boat captain Jeff Sanford.
Are you ready for this?
How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
Go out there and see what we can find.
All right, let's do it. You know, what we really want to be able to do today is, through scanning and sonar, see if there is anything out there. Yeah, we hope to be able to, see what lies underneath.
We've got the latest and greatest bottom sounding equipment, quite sensitive piece of machinery. It sends a signal down that bounces off of whatever's down below us and sends it back up. This thing paints a pretty picture for us. I've seen some things on here that made me wonder, what is that?
And there it is, something huge on the sonar. The shape is ill-defined, but this is a solid mass in the water.
I have no idea what that is. Like, what am I running over that's solid and vertical?
Right.
I don't know.
And does that vertical nature say, long and skinny? What does that?
I mean, is this something swimming straight up and down? I don't know. It's not baitfish, I know that.
And how far down would it look to be based on that?
Somewhere between 22 and 52 feet. It's 30 feet long.
So 30 feet long and 30 feet of water, and we're 100 feet to the bottom.
Right.
30 feet long, That's the length of the mystery skeleton that washed up at Valdez. It also happens to be the average length of a prehistoric plesiosaur.
I don't know what it is. It doesn't look like anything you've ever seen. Just can't explain it.
And then, before they can do another pass, the creature disappears. They don't manage to pick it up again. Eventually, the pair head back into harbor.
I don't know. Remains a mystery for yet another day.
It was a tantalizing glimpse of the unknown. Another experience that can be added to the body of evidence that there's something out there.
There are things that did show up as we don't know what this is, and the expanse of the ocean being what it is, I think that there is something out there that we have not yet discovered.
There's lots of legends, and they're based in something, you know? There's some fact behind them, some observation that somebody made. You know, a lot of times you can explain them away, but, you know, sometimes you can't really figure it out. You know, there's like weird things happen.
I do think Alaska would be the perfect place to harbor these sea monsters or sea creatures. It makes sense that a creature like this could easily call this home.